On news conference, join NBC diplomatic correspondent Marvin Kalb, 8:30 Sunday morning. Good morning, everyone. This is the News Center 4 sign-off edition for Sunday, September 27th. And here are the headlines. Diablo protesters make a new threat. No verdict in the Larry Layton jungle conspiracy case. High drama continues in Poland, and some surprises in Saturday sports. Now the details. A demonstration against firing up the Diablo nuclear power plant took place in Westwood Saturday, but it was peaceful. That may not be the case up in San Luis Obispo come Monday. Members of the so-called Abalone Alliance say they'll set up a final blockade at that time and then take their battle elsewhere. A mistrial has been declared in the case of former People's Temple aide Larry Layton. A San Francisco jury informed the judge that it was hopelessly deadlocked. The 35-year-old Layton was once a member of the Reverend Jim Jones Jungle Camp in Guyana. California Congressman Leo Ryan and 4 others were slain at an airstrip near the camp in 1978. The Reagan administration's plans to sell AWACS spy planes to Saudi Arabia are keeping things stirred up on Capitol Hill and elsewhere. Most annoyed by the controversy, the president himself. An update from NBC News correspondent Bob Kerr.
Senior officials say President Reagan and Secretary of State Haig did not like the way the administration handled the AWACS deal this week. One top official describes the president and Secretary Haig as very concerned that the administration effort to get the deal approved became confused. And the president, according to this official, wants it back on track. Administration officials told NBC News that Mr. Reagan decided late yesterday that Richard Allen, his national security advisor, no longer will negotiate with the Saudis about AWACS. These officials say Allen negotiated directly with Saudi Prince Bandar in Washington this week without a State Department representative in attendance. Secretary Haig, who was in New York at the United Nations, is said to have been concerned, believing such diplomatic contacts are his job, and apparently Haig succeeded in elbowing Allen out of future negotiations. In response, Allen told NBC News he did not negotiate with Prince Bandar, that meetings with the prince and others helped analyze the domestic legislative status of the AWACS deal, and that if State Department officials were not present, they were briefed immediately. Sources here and at the White House emphasize that Allen will continue to coordinate and direct the AWACS effort between the White House, other executive departments, and Congress. U.S. officials say poor telephone and telex communications are hindering efforts to work out a possible compromise. NBC News has learned that yesterday the Saudis almost canceled the deal. Their frustration followed an apparent inability by U.S. officials to adequately explain what is meant by compromise and joint operation of the planes. One official says it might be a good idea to send Secretary of State Haig to Saudi Arabia to explain the details. Bob Kerr, NBC News, the State Department.
I'll be back with more news in just 1 minute. Employers, list your job opportunities with the UCLA Placement Center. Recent graduates are available. Call 825-2981 today.
Sunday, it's Bob Hope's All-Star Comedy. Look at the new season.
Good idea.
Then Johnny Carson, an American institution for 19 years. And he celebrates those 19 years in a 2-hour primetime special.
This ain't the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
It's The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, the 19th anniversary. Right after Chips and Bob Hope's All-Star look at the new season.
Even experienced aviators sometimes need a bailout. Why not let Jet Delivery bail you out of your urgent delivery problem? Be it an envelope or tons. Call Jet Delivery. We'll pick it up now and deliver it now. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Jet Delivery's Now service is as near as your telephone. Call us at 749-0123 or check your local telephone book.
In communist Poland, no let-up in tensions sparked by a people's movement for more independence from Moscow. The militants remain militant, the Russians remain silent. Here are 2 reports from NBC News.
Trust us, all will be well. That was Lech Wałęsa's pledge as he led 890 delegates into the second phase of Solidarity's National Congress. The government sent extra troops to Gdansk to reinforce its threats that the fate of the nation depended upon what the union does inside this sports arena. Solidarity convened with a mass. But the delegates were not solemn very long. After prayers, they showed that the attempted psychological intimidation from the government and within the Soviet bloc this last 2 weeks had left them undaunted. Defiant as ever, the free trade union movement voted immediately and almost unanimously to exclude from the Congress the state-controlled radio and television networks. And though they are unperturbed by the barrage of propaganda from without, from within, they are sharply divided over the issue of self-management of Polish industry. Caucuses on and off the convention floor debated whether or not to repudiate the new self-management law passed yesterday by the Polish parliament. Solidarity's radicals want to reject the law, saying they want full autonomy over the hiring and firing of industry managers. While virtually everyone expects Wałęsa's moderates to prevail, the issue could splinter the union. Outside, hundreds listen to this extraordinary display of the democratic process within the Soviet bloc. Here there was real grassroots politicking with the flavor of a country fair. Poles waited in lines for hours to buy leaflets, booklets, and newspapers, all uncensored from throughout Poland. So on the surface, the Poles who have gathered for Solidarity's Congress are wallowing in the democratic process, genuinely enthralled with the debate inside and the free flow of ideas out here. But below the surface, every Pole is acutely aware that their 13th-month struggle for freedom could be snuffed out in a few days if Solidarity goes too far. Fred Francis, NBC News, Gdansk.
The Soviet news agency TASS again lashed out at Poland's trade union, but as Gene Randall reports, some...
I'll be back with more news, sports, and weather after these announcements.
Candy. And I'm not gaining weight. I'm losing weight deliciously with the aid of AIDS. The AIDS diet plan really works.
AIDS candy contains a safe and effective appetite suppressant when used as directed. Helps curb your appetite so you can lose weight. And AIDS candy has no stimulant that can make you nervous.
The plan lets you enjoy 2 AIDS before each meal. Delicious chocolate flavor. And I love being a size 10 again.
Lose weight deliciously with the aid of AIDS.
Introducing the Anso 4. Could your carpet stand up to them? Well, not if it's an ordinary carpet. But with carpet made of Anso 4, the original nylon fiber with built-in soil and stain resistance, you can laugh at those nasty spills. Don't worry, it's Anso 4.
And you'll find it now at Carpeteria. There are thousands of rolls to choose from, all at everyday low discount prices. Remember, good taste is not expensive at Carpeteria.
In whatever you do, you can be somebody. Just the choice of you. Making up your own mind, doing things your own way, setting up your own style. Being yourself. Being yourself.
The Democrats took to national television last night to rebut President Reagan's speech on the nation's economy. As expected, they said the Reagan budget cuts favor the wealthy at the expense of those in low-income brackets. From Camp David in Maryland, word that President Reagan plans an early news conference to defend his proposed budget cuts. More from NBC News White House correspondent Andrea Mitchell.
Aides say the decision to hold a real press conference is part of the campaign to sell the economic program. The strategy is to use a combination of presidential persuasion and veto threats. But as he left for Camp David yesterday, the president did not say he would veto a bill that cuts more from defense and less from social programs. Aides have not ruled out a compromise. Today, spokesman David Gergen acknowledged that winning the budget cuts will be tough. He said the decision to drop the Social Security issue will help. While yielding on Social Security, the administration is taking a tough line on other social programs. Budget Director Stockman admitted that the much-touted safety net is vague, if it exists at all.
It is a term of art, the content of which is applied to each case as it comes along.
Stockman said the administration wants more cuts in food stamps, welfare, Medicaid, Medicare, school lunches, disability payments, and student loans. He denied winning votes for the first cuts in social programs by promising they would be the last.
Well, let me say first that the assertion has been made that all kinds of deals were cut. There is just no substance, there is no fact to that statement.
That's not the way the leader of the moderate Republicans, New York Congressman Bill Green, remembers it.
Well, plainly, I don't think our group can accept the administration's going back on commitments that it made to us just a few months ago. We voted for the administration's package on the basis of those commitments, and we simply can't stand idly by and see those commitments withdrawn just a few months later.
The president wanted to have the budget fight out of the way so he could concentrate on other issues. By having to return for more budget cuts, the president faces what one aide called trench warfare with Congress. Andrea Mitchell, NBC News, the White House.
In sports, Fernando Valenzuela will start today when the Dodgers oppose Don Sutton and the Astros at Houston. The Angels again host the Toronto Blue Jays. In Saturday action, the star was Nolan Ryan. He came up with a 5-zip no-hitter over Los Angeles. It was Ryan's 5th no-hitter, a major league record. The Angels down Toronto 6-3. In college football, top-ranked USC remained number 1 with a dramatic 28-24 victory over second-ranked Oklahoma. The win came with just 2 seconds on the clock when Fred Cornwell pulled in a 7-yard TD pass from John Mazer. And the UCLA Bruins undoubtedly lost their number 6 position in the national polls after losing to the Iowa Buckeyes 20-7. The weather outlook for Los Angeles and vicinity: more late night and early morning low cloudiness, then fair skies the rest of the day. Much the same on Monday. Highs around 80 degrees, lows near 65. Good air quality except for the inland valleys. This has been the News Center 4 sign-off edition for Sunday, September 27th. We'll be back with world and national news at 5:30 this afternoon, followed by a local news roundup at 6. Stay tuned to Channel 4 throughout the day for breaking news. NBC's diplomatic correspondent on News Conference 8:30 Sunday morning. Is toxic shock syndrome still a health hazard? Monday at 3 on Donahue.
Someone stands at your door. You've never seen him before. He needs someplace to stay. Please don't turn him away. Look at him. Don't walk away. Reach out your hand. He is your brother. He needs you. Take care of him. Please understand. He is your brother. I know you have things to do. I know he's different from you. He may need something to eat. Don't leave him out in the street. Look at him. Look at him. Don't walk away. Don't walk away. Reach out your hand. Reach out your hand. He is your brother. He is your brother. He needs you. He needs you. Take care of him. Take care of him. Please understand. Please understand. He is your brother. Someday, when you are in need, he may appear.
See A Lesson from Alyzza with Peter Donat, Louis Gossett Jr., and Roberta Maxwell. Now at the Mark Taper Forum. The New York Times said it's a play to sear one's soul.
You can make yourself get higher than you have ever known. When you make up your own mind, doing things your own way, setting up your own style. Be yourself. Be yourself.
Even experienced aviators sometimes need a bailout. Why not let Jet Delivery bail you out of your urgent delivery problem? Be it an envelope or tons. Call Jet Delivery. We'll pick it up now and deliver it now. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Jet Delivery's Now service is as near as your telephone. Call us at 749-0123 or check your local telephone book.
This fall, the curtain rises on a world of entertainment you've never seen. Entertainment Tonight. All the stars, movies, television, the glamour. 5 nights a week of inside stories that take you to the heart of show business. Candid interviews, on-location reports, everything that's happening behind the scenes. You may read about it tomorrow, but you'll see it first on Entertainment Tonight.
The latest in the world of entertainment, 4:30 weekdays.
I have to hire some people next month. I'll interview 30 to find 3. That's some job.
If you have a job to fill, call Job Service. We pre-screen applicants so you won't have to. We filled over 4 million jobs last year. In 40 years, we've never charged a fee.
You know, I'll have to hire people just to help me hire people.
Call Job Service. Jobs for people. People for jobs.
A public service message from the California Employment Development Department.
Fight Back tests extra strength painkillers, 6:30 Sunday. The NBC television schedule is brought to you specially recorded for rebroadcast in this time zone on KNBC Channel 4. This seal is a symbol of good television. It signifies that KNBC observes the high standards of programming and advertising recommended by the Television Code of the National Association of Broadcasters. To see better TV, watch Channel 4, a TV code station. The evening meditation is brought to you by Reverend Paul LaRue of the Emerson Unitarian Church in Canoga Park.
Perfectionism is the curse that blocks creativity and fullness of life. Many of us have had drummed into us the saying, if it's worth doing well. At first, this sounds very good, but the implication is, unless you can do it well, don't try. This message makes our lives so much narrower than they need be. We become specialists, doing only those things that we know that we can do well. We leave other things that we might enjoy or be very creative at to other specialists. We wouldn't want to be embarrassed because we don't play the piano well. But a party with an amateur piano player is so much more fun than a party with no piano player at all, and possibly more fun than one with a concert pianist. How many times have you not gotten involved in something, a sport, or playing a musical instrument, or an activity, because you knew that you would not excel at it? What a waste of opportunity. It is this reticence that makes our lives so much narrower than they need be. To be human is to be multifaceted. To allow specialization to box us in is to dehumanize ourselves. Any activity which requires some skill will require an awkward learning period before a person becomes skilled at it. But so often a person who might have the ability to excel at a skill will not risk going through the awkward learning stage. Since he starts out not doing well, the activity must not be worth doing. This is why our culture is so aesthetically impoverished. We'd have so many more good artists if some of us with talent would risk going through the awkward learning stage to discover our true potential. Also, our homes, our environment, our lives would be enriched by those of us who will never be great artists, but could be creative if we allowed ourselves to be. Even if we never become painters, there are still many ways we can express our God-given talents. It may be photography, or calligraphy, or stitchery, or weaving, or flower arranging, or landscape gardening, or who knows what. We have got to try. And that means going through the awkward stage when things don't work well and the results don't look very good, and it's easy to get discouraged and give up. Don't be sorry for your mistakes. Rather, be proud of them. They indicate that you had the courage to do something and to give of yourself. G.K. Chesterton was right when he said, if a thing is worth doing, it's worth doing badly.
The evening meditation was brought to you by Reverend Paul LaRue of the Emerson Unitarian Church in Canoga Park. This is Channel 4, KNBC, the national broadcasting company in Los Angeles. Our transmitter is located on Mount Wilson, California, at an elevation of more than 6,170 feet. Until we return to the air with our first program tomorrow morning, speaking for the staff and management of KNBC, we wish you all a very pleasant good night.